We didn't do an outro to the last one. It just ended. Hey, folks,
Episode
welcome
26?
Let's do that again. Welcome to Up the Buff. We are on episode number
26?
This is our conclusion to the sort of two-parter that was Surprise and Innocence. Double episode, Monday, Tuesday, kind of revealing thing, which is great because I don't think I'd be able to handle a full week without waiting to see what the fuck happened to Angel. Buffy! So yes, so to recap then, in the previous episode, we have a big baddie called the Judge who's coming to basically do something.
So basically, Big Blue Papa Smurf is here to rid the Earth of the plague of humanity. Buffy and Angel have got super close, and they have just boing, 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 boinged.
Yeah, Buffy and Angel have sex, and we now figure out that in that fleeting moment, that Angel was happy for a second.
No, yeah, we don't. Well, we do right at the start.
Synopsis.
Oh,
where, again,
okay.
people have watched the episode. If they're currently listening to us talk, they have seen the episode. If they haven't, then they're going to get spoilers.
Oh, spoiler alert. This show's 28 years old.
We've been doing 26 episodes of this. You still don't understand the concept of our podcast.
It's not ours.
It's mine. No, don't give us spoilers yet. They might be at that bit.
It's your podcast. I'm just a guest.
Oh, yeah, right enough. Was my idea.
He stole my idea.
This episode is the conclusion of what happened to Angel. We know what happened to Angel because we've all seen it, but we're going to pretend like we're going to go through it like it's a wee secret for Tony because he likes to be surprised, even though he's seen it 19,000 times.
This is what happens when you give up your cookies. Your cookies?
I love cookies.
Like your virginity? Yeah, you'd never give up a cookie.
No way. Okay, so after having sex with Buffy early that night, Angel escapes into the alley with a piercing pain in his chest. When a woman tries to help him a few minutes later, he bites her neck, killing her.
You okay?
Feel just fine.
So we already know that he's instantly bad, and you're scared that I was going to spoil that for the people? Yes, I'm still ranting about that, sorry.
God, what a whiny bitch. You whiny bitch. Little whiny bitch, man.
So yeah, we open with Angel. He's a big baddie. We don't know why yet, but we know that he has the vampire thing, and he just drank someone's fucking blood and killed somebody right there and then at the opening.
He drank someone's blood, and then he blew the smoke from her cigarette out through the blood, which is funny because that's not how smoke travels. It does not travel through your veins.
I suspended my disbelief for the joke because it was funny.
So did I, because I love the idea that smoking is bad, which keeps this as a repeated theme throughout the episode. How do we know Angel's bad? He's smoking a cigarette.
Smoking, yeah.
And he's wearing leather trousers. He's even wearing leather trousers in this scene in the alleyway while it's raining and he's on the floor. So he must have had them ready to go. Chamois leather. There's an inside joke.
That's an inside joke. Very good. In the factory, Spike and Drusilla are waiting as the Judge gathers his strength. Suddenly, Drusilla gets a vision that initially causes her pain, but she then starts smiling as she realizes something good is coming for them.
Oh, Daddy's home.
And then from there we cut to Buffy waking up, doing that classic Angel, like reaching across the bed. We go, if I ever wake up and I'm like, God, where'd Kira go? It's always like, what? Hello? Hello? I would never be like, Kira, are you about? Maybe it is. I don't be looking. It's 10 years.
I've done that before. I wake up and I'm like, Aria.
Yeah, but you do it because this TV show told you that that's what you're supposed to do.
No. It's
you
because
you told me that in the last episode that this ruined your whole romance life because you assumed this is how every relationship was supposed to be.
But it didn't dictate how I woke up looking for people.
I can imagine you waking up and then you do this thing as well where you wake up and
Angel.
whenever someone wakes up in bed and they're clear, they're clearly on TV because they sit up and then they go like this. Hey, how are you? And then they always keep it like, and they always hold it like that. And I'm like, no, everyone just sits.
That's because I'm insecure about my ditties.
Why, you've lovely ditties?
I do love wrapping a sheet around me like it's a dress or like a towel when I'm in the bathroom, making like a little short Oscar's tall dress.
I don't like that dress at all. I get the halter, the weird draping of it, the high ass slit. It really is a high cooter slit. Like, it's too high. It's way too high.
Fair enough.
Why are you wearing a scarf inside?
I'm cold.
No, you're not. Put on a jumper.
I'm not that cold.
Put on a light jacket.
Or I'll just put on my fucking scarf and you can mind your own fucking bit. You don't have me slabbering about you when you're wearing your fucking shitty fucking clothes.
We should have done this episode with bed sheets just covering us with no tops on.
Yes, so Buffy wakes up looking for Angel, doesn't find him, she gets dressed and leaves to be a bit like,
Yep.
huh. I'm just going to say this up top, feel so sorry for her throughout this whole episode.
Yep.
My heart pure breaks for her. I think it's so awful. What an awful way to have lost your virginity, to like have that. I just think this is actually a quite sad episode. This is a great episode. I love this so much.
That's the thing that's hard because it's like it's so bittersweet because the experience of doing that with someone she loved unfortunately gets massively outweighed by the
Consequences.
it's a real metaphor for what happens when you sleep with a guy and he changes, which would have been a lot of teenage girls' experiences probably
Definitely, yeah.
to get them to give up those cookies.
So then we cut back to the factory again. We go to Drusilla, who's currently looking up through the ceiling, naming all of the stars. The same name. Or whatever fucking bullshit she says.
There's
when
an
suddenly
awful
Angel-
confusion because I've named them all the same name, innit, you fucking slag.
And then suddenly Angel enters with the swaggiest big dick energy.
Yeah, baby. I'm back.
Like, I completely believe that he's a cunt.
He plays being evil so much better than he plays being good, but then that also makes me appreciate how nuanced his performance is when he's good.
That somebody like David Boreanaz is probably going to be closer to that type of person than he is to wussy, wimpy Angel. And also, like, good guys are boring. Like, we love them, like, we root for them, but they're boring.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The bad guys get all the fun. I bet you he fucking loved playing evil, playing Angelus. I actually don't want him to be good ever again. I want him to stay evil.
He will stay evil for a while, don't worry.
Thank God. Not knowing about the transformation, Spike quickly sets the judge on Angel. Oh yeah, this is really good. So Spike gets the judge to go to Angel. Spike and Drusilla wait for the judge to burn him, but nothing happens.
Gee, maybe he's broken. What the hell is going on?
This one cannot be burned. He's clean.
Clean. You mean he's...
There's no humanity in him.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That is how you tell a story. That is how you don't have Giles just saying, I opened a book one time and it turns out they just let the story tell itself. That was fucking brilliant, that bit, because I thought he was going to burn. Spike and Drusilla are amazed, and as they realize that Angel's soul is gone and he is one of them again.
He's full on back and he's ready to be a bitch.
The two can barely believe what's happened. Drusilla dances around him in celebration at Angel returning home, and even Spike is pleased to see his mentor back. Didn't realize that they were mentor-mentee. I think I'm just realizing that now.
I mean,
Are
they
they?
kind
That's
of are. Yeah, they ran about as like a wee family, but yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
So back to his old evil ways, and he also remarks how he hated seeing Angel as the Slayer's lapdog. The couple invite Angel to join them in using the judge to destroy the world, and while he's happy to participate, he asks him to hold off for a day as he wants to revenge on Buffy first. I want to ask something quickly here, because whenever he said no to that and he wants to do something Buffy first, am I just secretly hoping that there is no humanity in him because the judge person just touched him and I
Yeah.
thought that was him protecting Buffy almost.
No, it's because
But
he
it's
wants
very
to
much
the opposite.
play
He
with
wants to
their
hurt her first.
fair. Spike is amused to realize just how much Angel wants to make Buffy suffer, and Angel tells him that she made him feel like a human.
That's not the kind of thing you just forgive.
Obviously not a smoker,
Oh yeah.
because he does the
He
thing.
looks at it for ages, like he tries to do that cool thing that I used to do, like holding the cigarette like this.
Yeah, so like,
Like Bertma. Yeah.
but he did it in a weird way like this. But it was the way he lit it. Didn't look like he was someone who's ever lit a cigarette before. And when he did the thing that he didn't inhale, he goes, Like,
But sometimes I get that way nervous around real smokers when I have a social smoke, that I'm worried about that they're going to be judging me how I light a cigarette, how I do my first inhale.
Because you're gay.
fair. They are.
Oh, I know.
Stop judging me.
In the library, the gang are worried about Buffy and Angel since neither reported in the previous evening. Thinking that they have been captured, Willow and Xander tell everyone to prepare to visit the factory before Buffy walks in looking for Angel.
Well, this part I thought was funny because Jazz is like, well, don't worry. But Xander is like,
Well, those of us who are born with feelings are going to do something about this.
Xander.
No, Xander's right. My God, you people are all... Well, I'm upset and I can't think of a mean word right now, but that's what you are, and we're going in the factory.
Yeah.
Buffy!
We were just going to rescue you.
Well, some of us were.
What? I would have.
This is probably my favorite episode because I think Willow comes into her own. She's actually got some gumption or something, a bit of harsh. While researching a way to defeat the judge, a demon whom no weapon forged can harm, Xander and Cordelia get caught kissing in the library by a crushed and furious Willow, who tells Xander that he'd rather be with someone he hates than her. She runs out in distress. I have been her.
oh, really?
I've walked in and seen the person I really fancied. They didn't know I fancied them.
Was it me?
Yeah. It was whenever you were kissing Mr. Leonard that time, and I was like, I really fancy Mr. Leonard.
I rimmed him first.
You had to pick him up and you're set him down again.
It's like ventriloquist dummy. So I love the part, first of all, whenever Xander and Cordelia are having their little pre-smooch conversation, and Cordelia, you can tell she's starting to become quite taken with Xander because she's like,
I know, you were too busy rushing off to die for your beloved Buffy. You'd never die for me.
No, I might die from you. Does that get me any points?
No.
Yeah, I quite like that he is trying to still do that flirty thing, and she's actually moved on to the a wee bit jealous. I quite like that.
why don't we just kiss and make up? And she's like, well, I don't want to make up. It's like, but I'm fine with the other part.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then that's when they smooch, and I love just that the way the camera splits between them two, and she's standing there like,
But her face, and just go. Could you, if you don't mind, put a clip of just her wee hurt face?
Willow.
It is so believable. It was so. She's such a good actress because that
Yeah.
was so. I really believed that she was raging at him.
and the reaction is so real as well because it's a mix. It feels like a mixture of like embarrassment and hurt and
Humiliation, anger.
Willow's got a humiliation kink. You just said the same words I said, but bigger versions of them. Like
Sorry.
embarrassment, hurt, humiliation, anger.
I knew it! I knew it! Well, not knew it in the sense of having the slightest idea, but I knew there was something I didn't know. You two were fighting way too much. It's not natural.
I know it's weird.
Weird? It's against all laws of God and man. It's Cordelia, remember? The We Hate Cordelia Club, of which you are the treasurer.
Look, I was going to tell you.
Gee, what stopped you? Could it be shame?
All right, let's overreact, shall we?
But I'm...
Willow.
Oh, gee, what could have stopped you? Could it be shame?
Yeah, she digs in. She tries
Yeah.
to. It's like she's verbally swinging haymakers at him to like hurt his. She wants to hurt his feelings. I kind of like
Yeah.
was down for that. It was really good.
And when she says that line, like,
No. It just means that you'd rather be with someone you hate than be with me.
oh, check.
I know, because he would.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's so the whole bit with her, like, she just did it so well.
You're not gonna cry now, are you?
So then we cut to Buffy being in Angel's apartment.
One heartbreaking scene after another.
Oh, mate. In Angel's apartment, Buffy finds
Mate.
Angel and tries to talk to. I know. I remember talking to you about this and being like, this episode just fucking was brilliant. It was great. Buffy finds Angel and she tries to talk to him about the previous night, and he is being such a fucking. All I could think of in this moment was Tony must be so attracted to David Boreanaz right now because he's being such a dick.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm like,
However,
treat me like shit, and I'm all over that.
You got a lot to learn about men, kiddo. Although I guess you proved that last night.
intent on emotionally breaking her, Angel makes Severo.
Did he say it again?
Yeah, fuck
Stop
off,
it.
David.
Intent on breaking her, Angel makes several remarks about the night before.
Yeah, making it seem like he was just using her and reminding her that it wasn't his first time.
You were great. Really. I thought you were a pro.
Gosh.
Oh, that was so
Rough.
Oh, he's a bastard.
First of all, we start this scene with Buffy being so excited to see him, and she's like kissing him all over, and even the way he's kind of like, he's still acting like he's Angel. Like that's what is
Yes.
so twisted about it. He's pretending
Evil
to
fucker.
be Angel. He's not like, I'm evil now, and that was shite. He's pretending to
Yeah.
be Angel because he knows it's going to hurt her. And when he's like, oh, she's like, you just went away, and he's like, oh, like I'd want to stick around. Like after that, you've got to learn a lot. You've got a lot to learn about men, kiddo. But I guess you proved that last night. I'm like,
Yeah.
and
I
then
actually-
when she's like, was I not good? And he was like, no, you were great. I thought you were a pro. I'm like,
Did you just call her a prostitute?
yeah, this is Joss Whedon all over. Joss Whedon getting to say all the things he wants to women. But it really is.
Lighten up. It was a good time. It doesn't mean like we have to make a big deal.
Oh, hell no!
I love you.
Love you too. I'll call you.
Buffy and Willow, sorry, these are the two of them. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Alison Hannigan are both acting masterclasses for a made-to-TV kind of teenagery, early 20s teenage, like a TV show, like a family show essentially.
Yeah.
A lot of the fair play to Joss Whedon. He wrote a lot of depth into it.
In many ways too, very relatable, at least at the stage I was at in my life, because I was like not the same age, I was younger, but knowing that because they were older, feeling like, oh, this is something I'll maybe have to deal with like in my life or whatever. Like, so it's interesting to watch things on TV. I think that's the thing now with watching things, because we have experienced a lot of the things people are going to go through on TV.
Yeah.
Watching it back then, thinking about like, oh, meeting someone and then maybe like turning bad after because I've had many experiences where it's like you sleep with guys and then they either ghost you or don't like ring you back, but it's all of the pretense that comes before it, where it's like, I'd be fine if this was a one night stand, so you didn't need to pretend like the whole like day before or whatever, that it's like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do it. So it's just like poor Buffy.
Yeah. He half-heartedly promises to call her, and then it just leaves
Oh, well,
Buffy
that's right.
distraught, just standing there. But it was amazing. I told you it's my favorite episode, hands down.
Yeah.
Favorite episode, because it's like the human beats, even the mythos. Like I always like the mythical side of things. So the fact
Yeah.
that we go back to Jenny, who's with her uncle Enos again,
Yes.
and we still get that again. So I'm like, this episode is punching really hard with the emotions, and then all of a sudden we still get the lore coming in that's punching really
Yeah.
hard, and we still get like Angel being a cunt, Spike and Drusilla a bit. It was just, everyone's just on, if this feels like an episode where everyone's on their A game.
Well, it looks like my work here is done.
Really loves it, sir.
But yeah, Jenny's with her uncle Enos, and he's telling her to
Yes.
sail away, sail away, sail away. But this is the thing that kind of bothers me about this whole thing, where they're like, Angel must suffer. I'm like, okay, then the best way to make him suffer is to curse him again. This isn't that. So that's the thing that I just don't get. It's like, then if you're so like on the ball, making sure he suffers, curse him again.
No, they say this in the episode.
I know that
And
they
then
say,
they-
oh,
they've
those
forgotten
magics
the-
are lost even to my people or
Yeah.
whatever.
I had the same thought. Like, if you want to, like, he wins, he's won. He now gets to be Angelus again and gets to be an evil cunt. Surely you should want to curse him again to make him suffer, blah, blah, blah.
But I do like some of the things that the uncle says about vengeance, when he says, like, to our people, vengeance is like a living thing. And he also says, like, it's not justice we serve, it's vengeance. And I do like the idea of like, how
That's an
it's-
interesting argument. Like,
because that's the thing. It's not just, because if it had been, Angel's already served his penance in many ways because he saved so many people.
including
But-
one of the people from that tribe, Jenny.
Yeah.
Like, he saved Jenny's life. So surely that should be penance.
I know it's a weird, that's the thing. It is a strange
It's just their decision. It's fair
Yeah.
enough. I'll accept it, but I just think it's a.
But if that girl was so important to the family and they were like, why did it just is more of a curiosity thing? Like, why did they let the magics like die out, or how come
Yeah.
they don't still practice and all
to
of
make
that?
sure that they can
We-
punish him for the rest of his life. The rest of
We
his
do get into
eternal life.
deeper. We do get into more of this as the rest of season 2
Oh,
goes
really?
on. Yeah.
At school, we cut to school. Willow returns and talks to Xander. She makes it clear she doesn't understand why he's with Cordelia and doesn't
Yep.
want to, but realizes that there are bigger problems right now. They discuss the judge, and Xander confirms there's no new information. However, the conversation does cause a flash of inspiration in Xander, and he suddenly has an idea. This is probably where I am not caught up in a particular episode, which is really good because they explained it to me in this episode why Xander can suddenly fight like fuck. I'm gonna say I could beat up Xander before he became the soldier in that. Remember the question we got about whether I could beat up Xander?
Yes, that's right. Fair day.
Pre-soldier. So Xander he suddenly has an idea, and then he does the thing that I fucking hate so much at TV shows where they go, I have an idea. And I'm like, yeah, and then they just walk away. See
Yep,
if you ever
not gonna
came to me
tell
like,
you.
Dave, I have this class idea for the podcast, and then you just fucked off out of the room. I will throw my shoe at your head.
I did that the other night when I was like, I got a great question for the podcast.
You fucking cunt, you did do that.
But then
Did
you
tell
were
me
like,
question.
"Just tell me."
I know, because it's really annoying.
I did like this part where Willow came, where I don't know if she's in the toilet or whatever, but then when she says to Xander, like, I don't understand it. You have gross emotional problems, and things are not okay between us.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that
I
it's just
just-
real honest, and we've shit to get on with, but I'm pissed off.
And
but we
Willow
need to
is
continue
really, she really is the most mature, and
emotionally.
not in a, yeah, that's it, and not in like a grown up, in just like a boring grown up way. She really is the most like level.
No, she's just very
Right.
emotionally astute.
Yeah.
If Buffy is an amazingly, if she's good at fighting, like Willow's really good with emotions. That's the way I can think
Yeah.
of it.
Willow's the emotional slayer.
That would have been me. I'd have been like her whenever I'd have been like, let's talk about this, and like really like, I was such a fucking melt whenever I was a teenager.
That's
It
what
talks
I'm
about
like in my relationships, and people are like, "Oh, don't want to keep talking about this." Like, but you cheated on me with 40 people and gave me gonorrhea, and now I can't conceive. But yeah, so Xander's wee plan like gets concocted, and then scarily the lights go out.
Yes, we get the lights cutting to black, and it's like Angel's being a fucking creep. He's at the end of the corridor, the end of the hallway.
Willow, come over.
Yeah, doing that like it's
Hey,
the clown
Willow.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Hiya, Georgie. Hiya, Willow.
Hey, Willow, you want a balloon?
You want a
Um,
balloon? Willow want a balloon.
So was that somewhere between
That's more like the new it when
Kermit
he's like,
and
Georgie.
yeah.
oh yeah, he's Kermit crossed with
Georgie.
like
Georgie want a balloon?
no, it's angry.
Georgie want a
Yoda.
balloon?
Sorry. Georgie's a balloon.
You're a balloon. Angel sends Sander to get the others and invites Willow to him. Oh, right, that's a really weird
Yeah.
sentence.
He's like, come
He
over.
sends,
I want to show you something.
And Willow, come here.
and then Willow's like, okay. And the fact that she's suspicious is like at first makes her be like, because you're like, yeah, no problem. What's up? But she's going,
And he
"Okay."
is in. We can subtly see in the shadows that he is in vamp face.
Yes, I can see. You can tell, but I'm wondering, can you tell that because we're watching the HD version?
And I do like her suspicious slow walk.
Yeah, she
Toward-
isn't sure because he is being. That's not the way Angel talked to her. He probably said three things. He's probably never said her name out loud. He said that one time he was in a room and started. She had to hide her toy or something. Or did she have a toy in her hand? I can't remember.
Her bra.
Remember when he goes, or bra, that's what it was. Willow starts to walk towards him when Jenny arrives and tells Willow to get away. However, Willow doesn't leave quickly enough, and Angel grabs her by the neck and ready to kill her. And he has Alison Hannigan by the fucking neck too.
Yes, I love that. Especially when she's like, what are you talking about? It's Angel.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
they're quite
It was
frightening too.
brilliant.
Because he is such a big man and she's such a wee tiny person. That, like,
Yeah. And there's just
Um,
something so off-putting about the new dynamic is that he is really just
he really was an evil, evil bastard.
yeah, yeah. And it's good that the show isn't shying away from showing us that. Like, they're instantly making us not want to not root for him at all.
I got a message for Buffy.
Why don't you give it to me yourself?
Well, it's not really the kind of message you tell. It sort of involves finding the bodies of all your friends.
Because then she's like, Angel, there must be a part of you that still, like, knows who you are. And he's like, dream on, schoolgirl. Your boyfriend is dead.
But Xander does something. Finally, Xander is able to sees that he has he finds the cross. Is there a cross sitting on the
Jenny's holding a cross.
Jenny's holding a cross, so he takes it, and then you can see Xander slowly but surely as the scene is progressing and exposition is happening. He is slowly but surely walking in and fires the cross at his face, which I was like, I still love that. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that it's not Christian-y?
Are you a Christian now? We don't have time for this.
Buffy takes a chance to attack in order to save Xander, but Angel grabs her and forcibly kisses her, promising that things are about to get interesting. That was fucking... What a way to end the scene.
Yes, it's because it feels like he's in his vampire face, and it's like, it's such a violation or something.
Yeah.
Because he's not Angel.
Wrong. I am Angel.
God, a lot to deal with on your 17th birthday.
Oh, big time. Pop your cherry and then all of a sudden your boyfriend's chucking up against the wall trying to eat your mates.
Men do this all the time.
He leaves at this point.
Girl, bye!
But then it's because he's trying to toy and play with her and scare her, and that's he's being actually more evil by not just killing him there and then. He leaves and Buffy is left devastated over what has just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty much
that.
it.
That's just
That
the
is
end
that
of
part.
that scene then. The gang discuss the alarming turn of events. Willow tries to comfort Buffy, but then she realizes that Jenny knew Angel had turned before he revealed himself.
You knew. You told me to get away from him. Well, I saw his face.
Jenny lies that she saw his face in the darkness. Giles knows that something said. Oh, Giles also has such a fucking great moment where Giles and Buffy, I'm like,
At
later
the end
on
of this
in this
episode,
I'm like, yes, go fucking. It is like,
it's the same. It made this TV show. This is a turning point for the tone of the TV show for sure.
I could feel it because I'm like in. It's by the end of this, I did want to continue watching the show.
I've probably watched this part of season 2 like 3 times since we first started watching this part because I'm just like, it's just so good, and I can watch it all the time.
This is the one I've been dying to talk to you about because this is where Willow again. She does this look that looks like a real look, not an actor doing an actor's look, and it's because Giles is being a fucking dickhead idiot, and it's not his fault because it's just the way Giles is, and you don't really hate him for it. Giles is like going to, I don't know how this could have said about like something perfect or some moment of perfect happiness could have been the only reason why this had a set off. Isn't that what he starts trying to explain it all? And then
he
it's
doesn't
Willow
know. They don't know the caveat of the curse yet.
Oh, right.
But he knows that Buffy knows that he's changed since they slept together. This is like Buffy says she should have known he was different from the things that he said when she saw him at the house. Now, originally that part that took place in Angel's room took place in Buffy's house. So that's why but Joss Whedon moved it because he thought it would be better to have it feel more intimate in like Angel's bedroom where they
actually had sex, yeah.
And the Giles is pushing Buffy about what happened. He's like, well, something must have happened. Something must have triggered it. Like, what was it? And that's when Buffy runs out and Willow realizes and she tells him to shut up. But it's not even like a big shut up, like shut up. It's more just like, just shut up, like shut up. You know, it's like so, she's so focused on Buffy and she's not like telling Giles,
shut up.
Giles, please.
Buffy, I'm sorry, but we can't afford it with... Buffy!
Giles, shut up.
Like she disrespects him, and Willow never disrespects adults.
Yeah,
but she like is like pissed off at him. Like, Giles, shut up. Like,
see, I didn't even take it like
clear.
that. I think I just took it as like she's so just like she is realizing, and I don't even think it's really about Giles. Like the response isn't real. Do you know what I mean?
No, I read it different. I read it that she realizes before everyone else, because that's her best friend. Willow knows exactly what's happened, and Giles is just. He's poking the bruise. But so she's equally torn between just in that wee moment. I was like, you could see her looking at Buffy, being wanting to reach out and do whatever, but at the same time, there's just this wee look of annoyance on her face at Giles for like almost like, you stupid child, can you not see what the fuck's going on here? Like,
See, I always read this scene as like as she doesn't even look at Giles. She's looking at Buffy as Buffy runs out. I just took this as being all about Buffy. Well, it's great that we can interpret it in different ways.
I'm right, you're wrong.
And then they literally cut the tension by Cordelia that just instantly being like,
This is great. There's an unkillable demon in town. Angel's joined his team. The Slayer is a basket case. I'd say we've hit bottom.
I have a plan.
Oh no, here's a lower place.
and this is where Xander tells his plan. Well, he doesn't tell his plan. He tells them that there is a plan, that he needs Cordelia. And Willow's just like rolls her eyes. And he's like, but we need wheels. And then Willow's like, well, that's fine. I can get Oz. Oz has a van.
Bigger wheels. We need bigger wheels. That's what he says. Because that's why Cordelia's car doesn't suit.
He tells Cordelia to get changed and to meet him at Willow's house in 30 minutes and to wear something trashy.
But while all that's happening, because he doesn't tell them what the plan is, we cut to Buffy, who Willow and Jenny decide that she needs some time alone. Everyone agrees, hating to think that what Buffy's going through. Buffy returns home and attempts to hold herself together, but after seeing the cross that Angel gave her and his ring on her finger, I think she takes it off. Finally,
Yes,
she
she does.
suffers an emotional meltdown and collapses under bed and proper cries.
Yeah.
It's very rare you get to hear the like on TV.
And
I love
she's
that was
she is brilliant at that crying.
yeah, so good, really good, really great. I did feel really sorry for her. Like, if I was getting close to any emotions, this was the scene that I was like, "Fuck me, I've been there. I've been brokenhearted and like."
And I did like that touch of seeing the cross from the first episode.
Yeah,
that he gave
like
her
that.
when they
It was
first
hanging.
met, and she takes
great.
off the clattering. Yeah,
Buffy falls asleep crying. Buffy has another dream, and this is my favorite. This everything in this episode is amazing, but this has got to be, as soon as this happened, I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this on the pod. Falling asleep, Buffy has another dream where she's initially with Angel making love before standing in a graveyard with him and Jenny, and Buffy realizes that Jenny knows more than she's letting on, and this is where we cut to the next day. Would you like to take us through what happens next, Tony?
What do you know?
I absolutely love this part because I love Buffy's prophetic dreams, and then we just hear this great almost like army type music where Buffy's like marching into school, and she literally like storms into Jenny's classroom and grabs Jenny by the throat and slams her under the table, and she's like, "What do you know?"
But the way Jenny Calendar gets absolutely bent over that table, I was like, how did she not break her back? I would like, and she
Yeah.
does it so, it was so, they're just all
Yeah.
on form for this episode. They've all
Well,
brought
Jenny
it,
is a
'cause-
dancer, so.
Oh, right, okay. There we go.
But yeah, it was so good. I love that she gets slammed on the table, and Giles is like, "Buffy, what the fuck are you doing?" And the student's like, "Should I get the principal?" And Giles is like, "You're all dismissed." Like,
sorry, your student voice is so
Was
on
sure?
point.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was...
Yeah, but it is to one point. What is that like?
Should I get the principal? No. Grab a by the neck at a traveling show. So yeah, she grabs Jenny by the neck and she's like, "What do you know?" And we'll get into what she knows in 1 second, because I have some questions for you, David.
I felt like I needed bed music all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like we're doing like a little Severance bit that was moving to another bit.
But first, a word from our sponsors.
And we're back.
Yes. So we have some questions specifically about this episode, and they come from our girlfriends over at Becoming Buffy podcast.
All right, okay, class. Is this the ones that think I'm gay?
Well, everyone thinks you're gay, so it's hard to pinpoint who exactly you're talking about.
Perfect.
First of all, does David have a favorite episode so far? Which you've answered. It's this episode.
This one, for sure. I love it.
What are your guys' interpretations of Buffy's dreams or visions in these two episodes? I think they kind of play out what the interpretation is.
Yeah, I didn't know there was any mystery. I thought it was like,
well, that's it. They could be bigger, they could not be bigger. It's your interpretation, really. For example, at the grave, I took that as being like Angel's dead because Jenny basically has not kept them apart.
What's the name on the gravestone?
You don't see one.
Do we see?
No.
I thought they were standing over a gravestone.
They are standing
but
over
I'm wondering
a grave,
if it's
but you don't see the name on it.
Okay.
But
because I was wondering, would it have the name of their clan? That's why I was wondering, is that
the thing is, it could also be prophetic for what's going to happen in a few episodes' time. But also the fact that I figured it was like Angel's death and it's Angelus standing by the grave saying you need to know what to say, and Jenny's there because she's the one that's caused it. You know.
All right, but is there connotations for other episodes?
Well, there could be, but we're not there
I don't
yet.
know.
So,
I haven't seen it. I wouldn't be able
yet.
to know. So, yeah, I didn't read too much more into it, girls. I just thought it was what it was.
You are what you are. And here's a big one. Buffy's infamous giraffe pants, slay or nay? You probably didn't even notice them, did you?
I did. Slay, slay, slay.
Slay, slay, slay. The house down, Budge. Yes, work, Hunty Mama, Charlie XCX, snatch my wig.
Huh?
I'll put a clip in, people will get it.
Yes, Queen, Skinny Legend, Versace boots the house down. Slay Queen, Hunty Mama, and Oop Daddy, work, Charlie XCX, snatch my wig.
Oh, and the other question, this is not from them, but it is also from someone called Sarah. Innocence shows Buffy deciding to take the next step in her relationship with Angel and deals with the consequences and fallout of her decisions. With that in mind, what is the worst sexual encounter you've ever had? But if you want to hear me talk about what my worst sexual experience was, please feel free to subscribe to our Patreon and I'll answer that question in the next episode.
And we actually might just do a whole episode on All Bronze No Brains on Tony's previous sex life, because you could go on. We could do a full season.
Fat whore.
7-season arc.
You think of the questions, David, and I'll answer them.
Done. We're gonna do a whole.
A whole. It's gonna do a whole. That's what all my boyfriends used to say to me.
I'm like, why is it so big?
Why is it so tight and big at the same time? Yes, so back to the episode then. Buffy grabs Jenny by the throat. So yeah, Giles is kind of like, Buffy, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, sorry, no, you're doing. Sorry, I was doing it as if I was doing the episode.
No,
you go ahead.
Take over, control freak.
No, okay. I'm joking. Hurry up.
Oh, right. So yeah, Giles is like, tries to stop Buffy. Jenny shocks him when she admits that she is a member of the clan that originally cursed Angel.
The curse. If Angel achieved true happiness, even just a moment of, he would lose his soul.
Buffy tells her to curse Angel again, but Jenny explains that the magic is long since lost to her people.
I can't help you.
Then take me to someone who can.
When Buffy, Jenny, and Giles visit Enyos for answers, they find that Angel has brutally murdered him, leaving the message, "Was it good for you too?" daubed in blood. Fucking hell. Giles tells Buffy that Angel is trying to make it harder for her, but Buffy, and this is my favourite line in the whole fucking episode, but Buffy feels like it's just making it easier, knowing she'll have to kill him.
I know what I have to do.
Yeah, Giles's face when Jenny admits to this, you can see that he's kind of like hurt. And you can also tell obviously that Jenny, when she's like, I didn't know what was going to happen. Well, not exactly. Like, I didn't know this was I was just told to keep you apart. And that the curse, that just reminds, that's how I started my season 2 recap video. The curse.
The curse.
If Angel achieves one moment of happiness, he would lose his soul. And then Buffy's like, oh, it must have been because of me. And that's when Giles realizes that they've pumped.
Oh, yes. And he gets a bit...
Because he's like, well,
awkward.
how did you... Because he's like, well, how do you know it was because of you? And then she just looks at him and he's like... And I like that. It was like a dad relationship of like...
Yeah.
And obviously it comes full circle later when they have their conversation at the end. And yeah, when Giles, Buffy and Jenny go to see Uncle Enyos and they see that, yeah, the blood written on the wall, "Was it good for you too?" is just...
What a dig. What a
insane.
slap in the face.
Yeah, so bad. And that, yeah, Buffy's good line that you were saying when Giles is like, Giles
He's making
says,
it harder.
Angels, he's just going to make it harder for you. And it's like, he certainly is. Oh my God. But Buffy's like, well, actually, he's just making it easy. I know what I need to do. I have to kill him. I have to kill him.
Cut the break.
I have to kill him.
And this is where we're moving on to Act 3.
Yes.
So this is where we go to the rest of the Scooby Gang, who are up to no good at this point. It's like, I had a feeling like you might have thought I was going to come in and be like, oh yeah, so they just break into military, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, he explained it really well in the episode, and I'm like, well, I kind of believe it, so it's all good. After being driven there by Willow and Oz, Xander and Cordelia sneak into a military base. Very weird way of doing that sentence together. When a soldier confronts him, I quite like this whole bit. When a soldier confronts him, Xander claims that he's given Cordelia the tour, aka looking to turn her on.
Well, you know the ladies. They like to see the big guns. Gets them all hot and bothered.
Cordelia asks him where he got all his knowledge he just used, and Xander admits that all the knowledge he gained from turning into a soldier in Halloween is still with him. They're now breaking into the
army base,
the military part and the army base, and they go to take it. Well, here it says the two steal a large box, but I think before they steal the box, we see them stealing the box. We cut to the van. Willow asks Oz if they want to make out.
Do you want to make out with me?
Which was so.
You want to make
sweet.
out with me? And the way Oz says, "What?" I just love it. He's like, "What?"
He really reminds me of Chris Keegan. Oz just gives me Chris.
Oh
Chris
yeah,
was hanging out with Chris yesterday. There's that.
Yeah,
I imagine that's what Chris is like when he was a teenager.
I love Chris Keegan.
Me too.
I'm trying to get him to get an Xbox 360 so we can play Buffy on his YouTube.
I thought this was very sweet though, because Oz obviously very clearly wants to, but he tells her he's such a gentleman.
He says, to the casual observer, it looks like you're trying to make your friend Xander jealous, or like even the score or whatever. So it feels a little on the empty side. But in my fantasy, when I'm kissing you, like you're kissing me.
That's the line. When I'm kissing you, you're kissing me. I was like, I fancy Oz. I was like, big time.
And Willow's wee face, and she's just like, and now she has a guy that like properly likes her for her.
Yeah, yeah, and also like, yeah, you just that, and her wee face goes up because she's like, someone wants to kiss her. Someone actually wants, is that bit too, seems a bit giddy and gleeful and stuff. It's very, very sweet. And then they notice that they're coming through the window with the big giant box of clearly
fireworks.
Yeah. The four return to the library with their present for Buffy. When Jenny tries to help, both Buffy and Giles order her to leave, emotionally hurt over the secret she's been keeping.
Do you, is there something I can do?
Get out.
I just want to help.
She said get out.
This was so cold.
This was great. And the thing that is even tougher about it is I don't think that Giles necessarily wants to reject Jenny, but because of his support of Buffy, and I love that comes first, and it's not out of like some duty as like a watcher. He's hurt that Buffy's been hurt by her.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like to interpret it.
But also, like, so has he. He has been taken advantage of and emotionally taken advantage of. Like, like, I'm probably retconning, but we can tell that Giles has feelings for her. And now he's thinking his whole relationship with her has been just so that she could get closer to Buffy. Or to stop Buffy from whatever. So I think it's like, it just is great. And just the completely English, non-emotional way that he does it.
She said, get out. Yeah,
that's it. So far, with his back to her, without even any emotion in his face.
I do feel a wee bit bad for Jenny, because it's also like, if she hadn't have been there, the same thing would have happened with Angel anyway.
No, 100%. No.
So it's kind of like the inevitable.
That's what's great about it, though, because I don't think... No one's the bad guy here.
Am I boring you that much?
That's what I like about it. No one is the bad guy. They're
just all hurt.
They're just all playing real. This is just real. Sometimes you're hurt, and you still love someone that hurt you. It's just great. I thought it was all very, very nuanced. Not very nuanced.
Good.
Very good.
Very, very good.
After Xander gives Buffy a crash course in how to work her new present, the gang head to the factory only to find it seemingly empty. Spike is hiding only because he knows he's no match for them in his weakened state. They realize that Angel, Drusilla, and the judge are making their move and don't know where they're going.
It's not like people are gonna line up to get massacred.
Guys, if I were gonna line up, I know where I'd go.
So Oz figures out, which is nice because this is our first intro of Oz is now part of the Scooby Gang. Turns out it's a mall. A mall.
I wasn't sure if it was meant to be just a mall or a cinema, but it's like a mall cinema.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, because you're lining up. I think that's the point. But it felt, if they're trying to make it look like a cinema, it just looks like a mall that they've made to look like a cinema.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or it does look like, yeah, like you're saying, on the third floor where the cinema is in the mall. Because in America, the malls are fucking huge.
I think they actually shot at a real mall.
My only gripe about this episode.
That's a great word.
My only gripe about this episode, because it is a gripe. It's not anywhere near. It's not even as big as a grape. It's a gripe, right? I just don't think the jeopardy was built up enough. I feel like it was a bit too quickly done with this judge. I feel like I'm not really concerned. He is supposed to be it's so scary that nothing can kill him. He has to be separated. That I'm like, I just doesn't seem that. That's my only bet, that this didn't feel as scary.
Can I offer
please.
something in response?
Yeah.
I love the idea that is actually so intentional, that like the emotional weight of what is going on is the real villain of the episode. So regardless of this demon that is like all apocalyptic, the real demon Buffy has to fight is everything that's going on with her. And that's why I love that this takedown of the judge is so quick and over and done with, and not in a Buffy way where it's like 1-2 punch. It's so smart.
It was filmed really well, and it was like quite a big scene, like a dramatic scene. Sorry, they shot a big fucking thing at him.
Yeah, and they don't even get to relish in the after kill, because Buffy has to then run off right after Angel.
So we get, as we've already talked a little bit about it, Angel, Drusilla, and the judge and the gang of vampires arrive at a mall multiplex filled with people. Angel has the exit sealed, and the judge starts to burn everyone inside. Because he can do it now by looking at them or pointing at them, I think. At the last second, Buffy shoots him with an arrow, trying to distract him and temporarily saving the mall goers. The judge is unconcerned and reminds her that no weapon forged can kill him. Buffy shows him times have changed and pulls out her present, which is actually a rocket launcher, which is quite a funny... Feels like a meme, doesn't it? It's like, bow and arrow, didn't work. Okay, well... It's like, this is very good. The slow-mo running away from him was quite good, because Angel and Drusilla looked actually a bit scared.
Yeah, they looked actually scared. That's what I love.
Which makes me think, was there a physical effect that was happening, that they actually did need to get out? Like, they looked like actors who were like, shit, I need to get out of here quickly. Angel and Drusilla realize what is about to happen and dive out of the way. The Slayer prepares the weapon, and a confused judge asks, What's that do? As she fires it at him, the projectile blowing him into tiny pieces. Drusilla, distressed, quickly leaves, and Angel...
Sorry.
She's absolutely pointless in this episode, isn't she? She's just a vibrating noise. Anyway, I can't wait till they fucking kill her.
They never do.
I don't know. And Angel slips away too. However, Buffy follows Angel, telling the gang to pick up the pieces and keep them separate, just as the mall sprinkler system starts to go off.
The sprinkler system goes off because the rocket launcher,
because of the fire. But
I don't think it was just to have. I think it was just meant to have the exo Buffy and Angel when the fight coming up. They're all wet and it's moody. First of all, no one is seems to be that concerned about that one random guy that the judge just sets on fire and kills.
Yeah.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Notice that too. No one give a fuck.
When Buffy and co show up and they come out of like the lift or they come through the doors, that's like an infamous group shot that is used at the end of credits for like a couple of seasons, because you see them all. Okay. They're all walking past the camera.
Everybody keep back. Damage control only. Take out any lesser vamps if you can. I'll handle Smurf.
I love like Buffy's little pose with the crossbow. She's got like a little cocked hip.
I think I got his attention.
And I love that she's like in such a badass, bitchy mood. Understandably.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no weapon forged, and that's when she's like, that was then.
This is now.
said do.
And it's so epic. I just love that shot of Buffy and the bazooka, and it's just so good. I wonder why the police never got involved afterwards, or why anyone questioned anything. Is a bazooka the same thing as a rocket launcher?
I don't know.
I don't look it up and see.
I will. You keep going.
But I love then that Buffy's like, we can't be sure, like, pick up the pieces, and that get a great line from Cordelia, and she's like, pick up the pieces. Our job sucks.
Yeah, that was really good. Oh, a bazooka is a specific rocket launcher.
Oh, so it's like a
Launcher is
Hoover
a
and
general
vacuum.
term. Yeah. It's
Cool.
a specific type of rocket launcher.
Show me your
Continue.
bazookas. Bazooka is just such a great word for titties.
So Buffy searches for Angel only for him to jump her. He boasts that he only pretended to love her, but I kind of like that she's like cottoned on to this now. She's not.
Yeah.
It's not digging in anymore.
Doesn't work
because she's not
anymore.
him.
Doesn't work anymore. You're not Angel.
Buffy tells him, "I know he's not the man I loved." No, he isn't the man that she loved. Angel doesn't believe her, noting that she still made him the way he is.
Yeah,
he's
the
still
man
she
I
caused
am
it.
today.
You made me the man I am today.
It's the ADR in this scene because of obvious the noise, the sprinklers, whatever. It's
Yeah.
obviously all ADR, which is because he's like, yeah, da 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 da. It's just that it's so performy, but I like it.
Yeah,
It suits Angelus.
It's like you're listening to a video game.
You can't do it.
I actually hate when I hear ADR. Do you know, like sometimes whenever, or my least favorite thing in any TV show is whenever, let's say, like you've got camera over my shoulder and camera over your shoulder,
Yeah.
like, looking at me, right?
And
then
you
it
can
cuts
see
to
that
me
the lips
looking-
aren't moving.
but there's no sound. And so they've obviously cut something. I really hate that. It really bugs me that I can see they went, and they're just going like, and then they cut to the different scene. I'm like, what did they just fucking say? Anyway, that's
Yep.
just those little things that I've noticed. That doesn't happen now. I just noticed that another time. The two soaking wet from the sprinklers fight, and Buffy manages to overpower him. This is a good fight because he kicks the shit out of her at some point.
And David's just so good at being evil.
He's a smug prick. He's so good at it.
He's like, you can't do it. You can't kill me.
And Buffy knows he's right. And instead, what does she do, Tony?
She fucking knocks his
Swift
bollocks
kicking
in.
the balls. Swift kicking the ball, knocks his bollocks in, literally. Swift kicking it. And she
Yeah.
really kicked him in the balls.
Yeah.
I winced. I went, oh.
And his reaction is brilliant as well. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But then it made me be like, why don't you kick all the vampires in the balls? Because it seems to stop them quite quick. Buffy walks away going, and she says,
Give me time.
it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Or give me time. Yeah, that
Give me
was good.
time.
And I really liked the fact that she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that she couldn't kill him, and I like that he knew that she couldn't. I like all this. This is really good. This is really good writing. I thought it was really, really good writing.
And that will come back to haunt Buffy.
Giles drives Buffy home, and she feels awful for putting her friends in danger. Giles assures her that although she did act irresponsibly, it is obvious that she and Angel loved each other.
That's where Giles does the opposite of how you think he's going to react, and he says to her, "If it's guilt you're looking for, Buffy, I'm not your man. Like all you'll get is my support and my respect." And she cries.
Do you want me to wag my finger at you and tell you that you acted rashly? You did, and I can. I know that you loved him, and he's proven more than once that he loved you. You couldn't have known what would happen.
Like he said, if you want me to wag my finger and tell you that you acted irrationally,
right.
like I can. He's like, I know that you loved Angel and you couldn't have known what was going to happen. If it's guilt you're looking for, Buffy, I'm not your man. All you'll get is
You're
my
right.
support and my respect.
I like that she's got a fatherly figure from him.
That was one of the things, like, because Buffy doesn't have obviously any strong, like
Male.
the only other man in her life was Angel. And we're so used to Giles being like the voice of reason that it's nice that in this moment that he just lets her be herself and doesn't like chastise her, kind of scold her. I don't know. It's hard to put it. It's one of those things that I think I feel more than I can explain, if that makes sense. I think it really changes the dynamic. It does change the dynamic going forward of Buffy and Giles's relationship.
okay.
She's an adult. I guess that's the whole sex metaphor, is that you're an adult after you have
Have
sex.
Yeah.
supposedly. I just love that he's kind of being like the dad she never gets to have.
But let's then cut to Mother of the Year. It's her daughter's
Yes.
17th birthday.
Yep.
How does
Well, they are
Joyce
going to
really...
Farside on Saturday, so
Fair enough, so that should be okay. So it justifies why she couldn't even get a fucking cake for her daughter. She had to get her a fucking cupcake.
she's probably smart enough to realize Buffy's not going to eat a cake.
Yes, so she sits down to watch a movie with her mom and she gives her the cake, or the little cupcake with the thing in it. She promises she'll take her out soon. Joyce asks Buffy what she did for her birthday, which makes you like still Mother of the fucking Year. You would be asking people before her birthday what he's getting up to with Buffy. But anyway, Buffy simply answers that she got older, which I love that answer. It was
Yes,
such a
and
loaded answer.
I actually loved Joyce in this moment because I felt like Joyce gave Buffy the freedom to do what Buffy wanted to do for her birthday. She didn't like impress upon her that you need to be here and you need to do this. I know I've changed.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
If Buffy had been sitting around her bedroom, I totally agree. But the fact that like she didn't be like, where were you? Why weren't you here? You didn't come home for dinner, blah, blah, blah. She let her come home after staying in Willows and she wasn't like, where were you last night? What were you doing? So I felt like, not that she would have cared probably anyway, but I do like when she puts the wee cupcake down in front of her and she's like, I don't have to sing, do I?
Yeah, I like that. It was nice.
And I do love how it ends when she says, go, like, well, go on, make a wish. And Buffy's just like, I'll just let it burn. And it just is like so sad. And the music, because they're watching like a musical, it's like, good night, my love. My moment with you now is ending. I think the actress is great in this scene because she really can see something's up and she doesn't push Buffy. And this is the turning point, I think, for me with Joyce, actually, to be honest. See, my actual 17th birthday, my mom and dad forgot it. And I've told this story before, but my mum was like, I never forget your birthday. They did. My dad had to go out on my 17th birthday to buy me a Delta Goodrem piano book because they hadn't got me a present. But my mum was like, I didn't forget it. I'm like, you did. Sorry. Good night, my love.
She's great. At this point, she does cuddle up into Joyce's arms. It does look
Yeah.
believable and it's very sweet. And then that's
Buffy's
it. That's
jogging
the
bottoms
episode
look
done.
so comfortable.
Yeah, she did look. They both look very comfortable. That
Yeah.
sofa looks really comfy. Yeah, and that's it. That's the end of that episode. My favorite episode so far, hands down. Favorite episode so far.
We didn't hear anything about Buffy's dad in this episode. You would have thought maybe she'd have got a wee card or something. But do you know originally they wanted to use a tank against the judge?
Oh, that would have been cool, actually.
But there was no way they would have been able to do that so they decided the rocket launcher was the best thing. And this episode was actually the highest rated episode of Buffy ever in terms of ratings. In IMDb's top 10 episodes of Buffy, this is number 9, and there's 2 more episodes of season 2 that feature in the top 10 list.
Wow.
So you've got some good stuff to look forward to. The musical that Buffy and Joyce are watching is Stowaway. It's a 1936 film. American orphan Barbara Ching Ching Stewart
Isn't that a little racist?
lives in Sanchao, China with her missionary guardians. Okay, no, so it's a problematic musical. Of course it is.
That's us, folks. Thank you so much for watching the episode this week. Thank you so much for downloading, subscribing, streaming. If you don't subscribe, you don't like and all that stuff, could you just give us a wee subscribe? Thanks so much, everybody, for watching.
I know you were a wee bit beggy there. What are you so desperate for? Beggy McBeggerson? Philomena Begley?
Beggy Mitchell. I was going to say Beggy Mitchell.
Beggy Mitchell, that was good. Philomena Begley.
Yes, thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's this week's episode. It's been class. This is my favorite one. And don't forget, there will be an All Bronze No Brains up on our Patreon. So if you want to go and watch that, we've got some good questions. Go and subscribe to our Patreon. Please subscribe everywhere else, like everywhere else. Tell some people if they want to listen to it. And then sure, Tony, I'll see you next time, will I?
Sure, why not?
You do the next one. Au revoir.
I will do the next one. Au revoir, reservoir dog. Oh my god, bye.